Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Remembrancers Library. I'm Ethan,
And I'm Vincent.
and this week we're going to be talking about something a little bit different.
Yeah!
Yay! We're going to be talking about Isstvan III.
Hooray!
Hooray!
A fun time with laughs and happiness.
And everyone was okay.
And everyone was okay, and the camaraderie was just so camaraderie-ing.
Camaraderous.
Yes.
Yes.
Murderous.
Oh.
Everyone died.
Everybody died.
Anyways.
They died. Anyway.
Like and share on Spotify. Or YouTube. And Spotify. And all of those things.
Yes.
Segues. I know how to do them.
Yeah. You did such a great one last time, and this time you just completely miffed it.
I don't even remember what I said last time.
Neither do I. It was a week ago.
Okay, yeah.
Anyway.
About a week ago.
Yeah, but yeah, so if you're watching on the Spotify, that's not right.
If you're watching on the Spotify.
If you're watching on the YouTube, please like and subscribe. If you're listening on the Spotify, please give us a follow and a download.
Yes.
And if you're listening on the Instagram, how? We haven't done Reels yet. Unless you're listening from the future, then good job. Look at you go looking back at stuff.
Yeah.
But anyway, anyways, we have a long one today, so...
Yes, I have not one, not two, but 4 pages of writing.
Yes.
For today's episode, so I guess we'll just jump right in.
Let's jump right into it.
Let's jump right in.
Jump right into it. All right, we're going to start off with a brief history.
Alright, so Isstvan III was a planet. It happened to be the 3rd planet in the Istvan system.
So get this. There was a planet.
There was a planet in a galaxy
far, far away.
Far away.
Anyway.
Alright, so a brief history. Starts with a planet in a system called Istvan.
Yeah.
And this is the 3rd planet in the Istvan system, Isstvan III.
Isstvan III. And that's the brief history.
And then all of the things happened. Yeah. So this was a pretty populated planet by the timeline of what we're going to be talking about today.
Yeah.
But post Age of Strife, Isstvan III was very religious.
Yes. As most post Age of Strife worlds were.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Their whole mythology surrounded Father Istvan.
Yes.
And the whole thing was that he sang the planet and all of these people into creation.
Mm-hmm.
And then as these people progressed, their main, very heavily psychers as well, but their main thing was voice and singing.
Yeah, music and all that sort of stuff.
Exactly. Now, one of this Father Istvan's creations was not quote unquote, wasn't as great as the rest of them.
No.
And these were called the Lost Children.
The Lost Children of
Istvan.
Istvan.
Yeah. So the legend was that these children were banished to the 5th planet of the system.
Yes.
Istvan
V.
By that father because they did some wrong to him, so he banished them there. And these lost children somehow became mutated into these horrible abominations, and they would make these big dark towers and plan schemes and treachery and altogether not do goodness.
Almost as if it's kind of a premonition of things to come.
Exactly.
Given what happens on Isstvan V.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a secret tool that'll help us later.
Yeah. Well, it's like, if you look at it, Father Istvan, the Emperor.
Yeah.
The Lost Children.
Yeah.
The traitors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all very...
It's like poetry, it rhymes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Parallel metaphors, something in there.
Blah, blah, blah.
And the end part of that mythology, or not the end part, but like the end of the story, quote unquote, is that eventually those lost children would come back to Isstvan III and destroy or bring destruction
To the City of the Gods.
Yes.
Yes, which is the Coral Sea.
Yes. Coral, not like the things that live in the ocean, coral like singing.
Like a choir.
Like a choir,
Yeah.
yes.
So after this...
So after that...
13 years before the Battle of Istvan. So not much happens in between.
Yeah, the creation of the planet to...
The Age of Strife.
The Age of Strife. Or yeah, I guess. Yeah, Age of Strife to the Heresy.
Age of Strife happens. Heresy.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, 13 years before the Battle of Istvan, that world, Isstvan III is brought into compliance, into the Imperium by...
Itty Bitty Corvus Corax.
Itty Bitty Corvus Corax. Now, it did take quite a lot of the Raven Guard to bring this world in, and a lot of time, and there was a lot of destruction.
Yes.
They needed help from the Titan legions, specifically the Legio
Adamantus and Victorium.
Yes, along with Imperial Guard and 800 companies of the Raven Guard. Which is a lot. A
lot of companies.
Yes. But finally, they just bombed the city and the world. Yeah. And they just got bombed into compliance.
Yeah.
So that brings us up to before the Battle of Istvan. So, as we have mentioned before, Horus's corruption to chaos kickstarts the beginning of the heresy, but with that downturn and a couple of other events, everything falls into motion to then allow the atrocity that happened on Isstvan III. Mm-hmm. So once Horus had collected and brought under his wing the first three of his brothers...
Yeah, that was Fulgrim, Mortarion, and Angron. They all individually right before this get convinced by Horus to join his little heresy that's going on.
Exactly. So the Primarchs are on his side, but the legions underneath them had to be brought in next. Yeah. And there were definitely going to be divisions between loyalists and traitors within each.
And Horus couldn't do what he was doing with his brothers, where he just brings them in, talks to them, and then convinces them, because this is hundreds of tens of thousands of battle brothers all waiting for him. So they had to make use of something else.
Yes. These were warrior lodges.
Yes.
On record, these never existed.
They never existed.
They never did, because the Emperor, to have a secret group within the group was not allowed, and the Emperor thought it was cultish to have secret meetings and goings on. But they always kind of existed.
Yeah.
There's always going to be some sort of groups going on.
Yeah.
But anyways, they were always kind of around, and then when Horus was on Davin and got poisoned, and then that was the whole thing.
Oh no, this was before this. Wrong Davin. Same Davin, wrong time.
Same Davin, wrong time.
Same Davin, wrong time.
What I had found was that when he went to Davin, he saw the way that the Davinites were organized.
Yes.
And took that and inspired him to really use that for the warrior.
Oh yeah, that's the first time he went to Davin. Because remember, he went to Davin twice.
Yes. No, the first time that he went to Davin, he saw the way that the people were they were all together, but then they were in smaller sects.
Yeah.
That were they all had animal totems sort of thing.
Yes.
And that he took that and then applied that to the warrior lodges to really kick them off and get them going.
Yeah.
So, and he saw how the Brotherhood strengthened the Davinite warriors when they were fighting.
Yes. So
he sort of had that going, and Erebus also saw that and used...
You were totally right there.
Okay.
You were totally right. So yeah, on Davin, Horus had seen all of this thing, and he didn't push for them to make the thing, but he was very open to turning a blind eye to it. So he goes through all of that sort of stuff, and he's, the warrior lodges start being made up, and Erebus takes this and he's like, oh, this could be a very interesting thing to do across legions. So it was very easy to find across legion, across the different legions, a form of warrior lodge.
Yes.
So much so that, like, in the first 3 books of the Horus Heresy, they have the Emperor's children come in and be a part of one of the meetings.
Yes.
So these warrior lodges were basically fraternities.
Yes.
Fraternities of battle brothers and stuff like that. Not all battle brothers were into the idea.
Yes.
Garviel Loken was a staunch denier.
Yes.
Of what they were doing, and
as well as Giga Chad Nathaniel Garrow.
Giga Chad Nathaniel Garrow did not like the warrior lodges.
No.
But this was also another fallout of the lineage of the Space Marines.
Yes.
So the Terran-born Marines were very against the warrior lodges, with a few obvious differences and stuff like that. And the majority of planet-born Space Marines were also against it.
Yeah.
With some obvious exceptions being like Tarek Torgan, who later on didn't like him.
Yes.
So these fraternities were essentially just there, and it was like, oh, a sergeant and a private can talk without having to have the formality of rank.
Yeah, there was no rank, and often there would be secret ways of knowing if someone was in. Maybe they would carry something certain. Mm-hmm. They would say a certain catchphrase. They had a certain motion that they would do.
In the first book, Garviel Loken actually finds out about the warrior lodges.
Okay.
Do you remember that guy that turns into a demon?
Which one? That narrows it down
to a lot of them. No. The Lunar Wolf that turns into a demon, the guy they had to put 90 bolter shells into and then burn with a flamer.
Vaguely.
I can't remember his name.
Me neither.
But anyway, he was in the warrior lodge, and Garviel Loken finds out about it by finding his coin. Because he had heard rumors of coins like this, of secret warrior lodges and stuff like that. So he goes to one of his guys and he's like, did you know this was a thing? And then he gets taken aside.
Yeah.
And then that's when he finds out that the warrior lodges are a thing. And he actually gets invited to a meeting at that point.
Yes.
And that's how secretive these meetings were, that a captain of a company
had no idea.
Had zero idea that these things existed.
Exactly.
And these were legion-wide. So there were entire companies of Space Marines that probably didn't even know that these warrior lodges existed.
Exactly. And each different legion did them in their own sort of unique way. The Luna Wolves, Sons of Horus, they were kind of it was just a group, and everyone was sort of equal.
Yeah. It was basically just a coffee club.
Exactly. Yeah, it was coffee night. But with I think it was the Emperor's children, they had a very strict, it was only
high ranking. Yeah.
And there was an internal hierarchy
to it,
that was completely, it didn't matter where you were coming from before you were in the lodge, but there was this whole...
It was very much a first come, first serve kind of thing with the Emperor's children. It's like, if you were indicted into their warrior lodge... and you were the lowest, that means that you still had to answer to the people higher than you.
Yes.
But that also means that that someone higher than you could be lower in rank in the actual companies outside of that.
Exactly.
Which brings to some very complicated emotions between company members.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this is kind of the main destabilization of the legions, where you've got the warrior lodges that, for the most part, sided with Horus.
Yes.
And
and the thing with that is Erebus had his claws in those as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was in their ears. Everyone hates Erebus.
Yeah, me and all my homies hate Erebus.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, with that aside, that brings us all of the information I think we need to know before we jump right into what actually went down.
One more thing. These warrior lodges also, I think it happens with Jagatai Khan's legion.
Yes.
Happens with his legion, where some of his warrior lodge members do have ideas of turning traitor because of these warrior lodges.
Yes.
So it is known to happen every now and then that some of the loyalist legions had those traitor cells within them.
Yes. Yeah. No, I think just about all of them probably would have.
Yes, and this is why the warrior lodges really don't exist in modern 40k.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
But
so that brings us on to our next little section here.
Yes.
Yeah.
As we said, the Isstvan III planet was brought into compliance by Corax and his Raven Guard.
Yeah.
Now, 13 years after the initial compliance, there was a rebellion.
Yes.
They are now, we don't like the Empire. There was a specific guy, and I feel like that's the only guy's name that I didn't actually write down.
We had a big list of names, so it's only understandable that you'd miss one.
I have a very, very long list of names. His name was... Paul something. His last name was Paul.
Yeah.
And he was an Imperial guy left on that planet to rule it.
Yes.
So he's now having this uprising, and I can't remember who heard about it first. I think Corvus might have heard about it first, told the Emperor, and then the Emperor was like, "Hey, Horus, you're the War Master.
Mm-hmm.
Figure this out."
Yeah.
So...
Well, it's because some of the still loyal guardsmen on that planet...
Yes.
They had sent out a message.
Right.
And the message was like 2 months.
Right.
Yeah.
It was multiple months before...
Yeah. It was 2 months before the message had reached Horus.
Yes.
And then when he's asked about it, he's like, yeah, people know all about this and stuff like that. So that means, so they knew at that point that the rebelling actors on that planet had basically taken it over.
Yes.
That, like, Isstvan III was completely traitor to the Emperor at this point.
It's absolutely gone.
Yes.
Vardus Paul. That was
Vardus
Prowl. Vardus Prowl was his name. So yeah, he's staged a full-scale rebellion.
Yes.
And Horus decides to use this, and this in the timeline is just over a year after the second trip to Davin, where Horus is like knocked on his feet.
Yes.
Knocked off of his feet.
Knocked off of his feet, yeah.
And then brought back up to his feet.
Yeah.
Regardless, I digress.
No, right.
So he sends all of the brothers he knows that are going to be loyal.
Yes.
Sanguinius, the Lion,
Guilliman.
He sends them all on missions really far away so that they won't really know what's going on.
He tries to get them as far away from the Istvan system as possible.
Yes.
So he can commit this atrocity.
Yes, so he can commit crimes.
Yes. War crimes.
War crimes.
Yeah.
Heinous war crimes.
Heinous war crimes.
And then he has Angron and Mortarion with him. Fulgrim is not present for this atrocity.
No, he's not, because at this point he's trying to get Ferrus Manus on their side.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which, spoiler alert, I think we spoiled this already.
We did.
Did not work.
Nope.
Did not work.
Did not work.
So, Horus comes up with this plan.
Yeah.
That he's going to use this to, like, he's going to go through with this, quote unquote, in the name of the Emperor.
Yes.
But he's actually going to use it to wipe out all of the loyalist troops that are still within the 4 legions. Horus Sons, the World Eaters, Death Guard, and...
Yes. Sons of Horus, World Eaters...
Emperor's Children,
and the Death Guard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those ones.
Yeah.
Those ones that you said.
I was sat there, I was like, 4. No, that's not fun. No, there is 4. Who's the 4th? I couldn't... Death Guard was like right at the front of my head and I couldn't get it.
Mortarions, emo sons.
Yeah.
So, he's got this planned like to a T.
Yeah.
So...
He gets...
200,000 Astartes.
Yes.
Between the 4...
It's about roughly 50,000 a legion.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the very first point of attack was having the Emperor's Children and the Death Guard strike down an outpost that was on one of the fringe planets.
Yes.
Istvan Extremis, the outside. And they were able to completely wipe that place out, so no communication, nobody would have any idea they were coming. Yeah. So then Horus is able to... This is
quick side story about Istvan Extremis. This is where they kind of first interact with a war singer.
Oh, okay.
And essentially what a war singer is they use sound to manipulate like gravity, like forces and stuff like that. So it's Nathaniel Garrow and some dude, I can't remember his name, but it's Nathaniel Garrow, it's Nathaniel Garrow, a Emperor's Children captain, and then first captain Eidolon of the Emperor's Children.
Yes.
And he is there in place of Fulgrim.
Yes.
And this is the first moment that we realize that Fulgrim has allowed Fabulous Bile to fiddle with the gene seed.
Yes.
Because Eidolon goes up to this Warsinger, and his jaw distends, and he lets out a war scream.
Yes.
That discombobulates the Warsinger, and then the Warsinger gets beheaded.
Yes.
This is also the moment in which Nathaniel Garrow loses his leg. Because he gets blown back and he gets thrown down this like ziggurat.
Okay.
And then when he comes to, his leg is
gone,
either gone or damaged beyond repair, and he has to get a prosthesis in its place.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah. But this is the first moment that the Emperor's children specifically start noticing that something is going on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Good to know.
Yeah.
So once they got this outpost dealt with, then Horus was able to be like, okay, this is the plan. We're launching drop pods, everybody.
Yes.
So the Emperor's children are dropped to the Pre-Center Palace, and that is like the main hub of the city, and there's supposed to be an important rebel governor there.
Yeah.
The World Eaters get sent to the Central Plaza, just big open space, lots of people. Death Guard are sent to an outer bunker system that kind of is around the whole.
Yeah, there's a bunker system on the outside of the walls.
Yes.
And the Death Guard are sent beyond that, so they can start drawing the fire away from the walls and then start doing the progression like Death Guard do.
Exactly.
Yes.
And then the Sons of Horus get the toughest job, which is the Siren Hold, which is the religious base and where the war singers are all sort of concentrated. So the World Eaters land first, and they go in raging, and they're just killing people left, right, and center.
Yeah.
The palace, though, needed a little bit more strategy because it was engineered for defense in case this was going to happen. So they bring in dreadnoughts and meltaguns.
Yes.
Meltaguns, actually, I've just done a little bit of side research about. They're like halfway between a plasma gun and a flamethrower. Yeah. They can just like metal is turned to liquid soup in a matter of a half a second. Ice, there was something about like if you're in like an ice place, use a meltagun, you've got cubic feet of space. Yeah. So yeah, that was the plan for the palace. Mortarion, no. Emperor.
Death Guard?
Oh, yep. There's a period between my two notes there. Sorry. So dreadnoughts and meltaguns were brought in for the palace. Yeah. Mortarion did lead the Death Guard directly into the bunker system. Now, the Imperial Army rebels they found in there were mutated. Yes. They were starting to get mutated, and they were also like half insane. Yeah. So now I didn't find out why. Do you know why that they started?
They were starting to be corrupted by Slaanesh.
Okay.
Starting to be corrupted, yes.
And then that's the point they're turning into those lost children, I would guess? Yeah.
Okay,
cool.
Oh, no, not the lost children. The lost children are the Primarchs.
Oh,
yes. No,
okay.
so the like the guardsmen and like the warsingers and stuff like that, they are on the beginnings to being corrupted fully by Slaanesh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That sounds about right.
Yes.
So yeah, Mortarion's able to push in pretty easily through the bunkers. Now, the only thing that was not the greatest was that some of the drop pods weren't mapped properly, and a lot of Marines got stuck in a bunch of, like they were just stuck. Yeah. So there were reinforcements that had to come in and help them, so that was a bit of a mess, but still success. At the Siren Hold, I think the Sons of Horus were the last ones to drop in.
Yes.
And they were the last to drop in. Yeah. Now, the War Singers, these guys can kill multiple Marines in one go.
Yeah, with their war song.
Which was not planned and is not good.
No. Well, it was good.
It was good.
Yes.
For them.
Yeah.
It was good for the War Singers, not great for Horus. Oh, it was good for Horus?
Well, he wanted the Marines dead.
He wanted the Marines dead anyways. Yeah. So, they're like blasting everybody with their sonic vocals, and the Sons of Horus become scattered in this, like, it's not necessarily catacombs, but it's this big elaborate building.
Yes.
And then while the Sons of Horus and the War Singers were going at
duking
it out. The Warsingers used their powers to broadcast this like primal cry across the entire planet, I would assume, and send all of the like normal residents into this fury. So now not only are the Rowdy Four, the Traitor Four, fighting the army that they were expecting, they're now fighting civilians.
Yeah.
So it's not going great, but it's also they're the Marines. They're doing fine.
Yeah.
So back to the Pre-Center Palace, the Emperor's children were able to cut through room by room, and they took a lot of losses due to more Warsingers being present, but they made it to the throne room eventually.
Yeah.
And a fellow Captain Lucian? Okay. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. They say they survived. They say that no one survived Isstvan III.
Yes.
He is one of the that survived it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now he killed the rebel leader, Prowl, Vardis Prowl.
Yeah.
And kills this dude.
Yeah.
So technically that's the win, but the Siren Hold still needs to be taken down before they actually get any ground.
Well, he goes mad because after sorry for taking over, but
no, you're good.
After killing Vardis Prowl, Lucian realizes that the music isn't playing correctly.
Oh, okay.
And he was, because he was an Emperor's child,
right? He
thought the music was beautiful,
right?
So he starts going up there and he's just destroying the machine that's casting out this thing, because the song isn't right. So he's not doing it because he has to. He's doing it because he's annoyed that the song isn't playing correctly.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, because it's this big, like, large instrument thing that's like just a whole bunch of servitors playing a certain song, but to an average Marine or an average person that isn't easily susceptible to this thing, it would just sound like noise.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So while Lucian was killing this dude, Loken was leading the Sons of Horus.
Yeah.
And he
Saul Tarvitz. Sorry.
Yes.
Saul Tarvitz. That was the guy that was with Lucian, but Lucian had gone off on his own, so Saul Tarvitz was an Emperor's children that was on his own. No, he wasn't.
I have notes on him. I do have his storyline here.
Sorry. I just remembered it. Okay, Saul Tarvitz was back on the Emperor's Children battle barge because ancient Rylanor had gone in his place.
Right.
That was it.
Okay.
Sorry. I remembered it because I was like it was because I remember we're talking about Extremis. It was Nathaniel Garrow, Saul Tarvitz, and Captain Eidolon. Those were the three main people. I remember now. Sorry, I had to get that out because I was like in my mind I was like, it's Saul Tarvitz.
There's a guy that's there. But okay.
Yes.
Good job.
Anyway.
Proud of you, buddy.
Yes.
So at the same time that Lucian is dealing with Governor Dude.
Yeah. Governor Bro.
In the Siren Hold, Loken is leading the Sons of Horus, and they end up in this like huge shrine room, and it's full of corpses.
Yes.
Bunch more Warsingers are in there, and it was a bit of a back and forth, but eventually Sons of Horus wipe out all the Warsingers, and then they like bomb the place. They absolutely destroy this building, which just that was it. That was the win, and it shuts off that song.
Yes.
So now they've done the job that they were supposed to be doing, and this is where dramatic page flip.
Yeah.
This is where things get serious.
Yeah.
This is where we got to buckle our seatbelts. Now is the happy fun time, sunshine and rainbows.
It's the time,
where Horus is going to get rid of all of his sons and all of the sons of the other three who still like the Emperor.
Yeah.
So, Horus initiates his master plan.
Yes.
He executes Order 66.
Order 66. But something happens before this. Remember that guy I was telling you about?
Yes.
Saul Tarvitz?
Yes.
He finds out about this.
Yes.
And he takes a Stormbird. So he grabs a Stormbird and and he's piloting it down.
Yes.
And he drops in, and he crashes in. Nathaniel Garrow helps him because he gets commanded to fire on Saul Tarvitz.
Right.
So Nathaniel Garrow tells a little white lie, and he says, "Oh no, he's gone off of our scanners.
Yeah.
I think we got it, basically.
Yeah.
And Saul Tarvitz touches down, and he gets into contact with people, and he's like, and he comes up to them, and he's like, yeah.
There's a troll in the dungeon.
There's a troll in the dungeon. No, he gets to. Oh, who does he get to?
I do have this in the notes.
Do you?
It was supposed to be a secret reveal.
Oh, I'm so sorry. We need to start reading notes together. Sorry. Yeah. Anyway,
That's okay.
You were saying.
Okay. So Horus initiates his master plan. He hits the big red button, and all communication between the fleet of ships and the ground cut off.
Cut off. Yeah.
The Titans silent, and they're turning up their defenses. They're shutting themselves in so that they're not going to be affected by anything.
Yeah, they're literally turning off their engines, They close their ventilation systems completely. Double bolt the doors, all that sort of stuff. Close every bolt head in it, and they just completely shut down.
Totally sealed off.
Yes, Legio Mortis.
All of the warships in orbit come in closer, close orbit, low orbit, whatever you want to call it, and Horus has them drop off huge numbers of virus bombs onto the planet.
The Life Eater virus. So, and as well, the Remembrancer, there was a bunch of Remembrancers on the Vengeful Spirit. Yeah.
As the virus bombs are dropping, they are all executed.
Yes.
No more, there's still Remembrancers out there, but none of these ones make it out alive.
He shows them what's happening.
Yeah.
And he basically goes, "Shame you'll never be able to write this down in your books, huh?"
Yeah.
And then kills them all.
Yeah. So, that happened.
Yeah.
Now, as you said, the bombs contain the Life Eater virus. And it's like there's a big bomb, and then it's full of little bombs. So it'll go down, break open, and then more bombs and more bombs. It's a lot of bombs. So, what this virus is, it's been engineered by mankind, obviously, and is one of the most inhumane, terrible weapons ever conceived.
Mm-hmm. You literally need permission from... So, to get to use a Life Eater virus, you have to put in a request to Horus.
Yeah.
And then, pre-heresy, and then then Horus would have to put a request into the Emperor.
Yeah.
Well, to Malcador, and then Malcador would have to go to the Emperor and go, "Hey, can we do this?" And the Emperor would have to go, "Yeah." And then Malcador would have to go, "Yeah." And then Horus would have to go, "Yeah." And then you could use a Life Eater virus bomb.
A long chain of events. So Horus takes all of these and drops them on one planet.
Yeah. And that's the other thing as well, is usually no more than 5 Life Eater pods per planet. And you'd usually drop it into a like an urban center.
Yes.
You'd usually drop it into an urban center. It would take out the entire thing.
Yeah.
Good example of this. Mechanicum.
Yep.
When the Mechanicum are taking over Mars, when they're bringing all of the Martians into the traitor folds and stuff like that, and deciding who and who not they're going to kill and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
They release Life Eater into a single cityscape.
Okay.
And it wipes out the entire cityscape within 15 minutes, I think.
Okay.
And that's how the Life Eater is supposed to be used. It's supposed to be used in single urban environments. Now Horus minus the Eisenstein.
Yeah, so there's 7 ships that are dropping these.
Yeah.
Multiple all over the surface of the planet.
Well, that's name ships that we've counted there. That's name ships.
Those are the big important ships with fancy names.
Yeah.
So there could be there's so many.
Yeah. We're looking at upwards of hundreds, maybe 1,000 ships.
Yes.
Dropping
who are all dropping multiple
Life Eater bombs onto the planet.
So this is insane.
Yeah.
What this virus does is it eats through any living matter, and it turns it into this sludge.
Yeah.
Yuck sludge in a matter of seconds.
Yeah.
So
if I remember rightly, it breaks down the molecular bonds in organic tissue.
Yeah.
So you are reduced to essentially your elemental components.
Yes.
Yeah. Or you are reduced to organic components. You are no longer a living thing. It just breaks you down.
Yeah. You're just a pile of goo.
You're just a pile of goo
You're
on the
a
ground.
pile of goo.
Yeah.
So billions of citizens of this planet who had no idea what was going on are now dying in agony.
Well, first they had to contend with the thing of why was I just fighting within the stars of the Emperor?
Yeah.
What's this coming from the sky? Oh, now I'm melting.
Yes. So they're all melting.
Yeah.
And the sludge, the second part of this terrible virus is that now the sludge is extremely flammable.
Yeah.
So
well, it's all decay gas.
It's all decay and gas and rotting
fumes.
So Horus shoots down a single lance strike.
Yeah.
And the entire planet erupts into flames.
Yeah.
The entire thing. And Istvann is on fire.
Yeah.
So the ships in orbit are now launched into chaos.
Mm-hmm.
There is nothing but a barren planet below them.
Yeah.
All of the ships are launched into chaos.
Yeah.
Some ships turned on other ships. Some ships, like, contained on the one ship, there was brother versus brother.
Yeah.
There was one specific one, and of course I didn't write that one down.
Well, you find yours, and I'll talk about the Einstein.
Okay.
Well, the Eisenstein. The Eisenstein decided to not do that because that's the ship that Nathaniel Garrow was on.
Yes.
They found out that the Life Eater virus was about to be used on essentially loyalist Marines.
Yep.
And Nathaniel Garrow was not having that.
No.
So he turned the ship away and started to move out of system.
Yes.
And in doing so, he killed a lot of traitor Death Guard.
Yes.
I cannot remember for the life of me this guy's name, but the second company commander of the Death Guard was on the ship with him.
Yes.
And Nathaniel Garrow traps him and a bunch of traitor Death Guard in the hold.
Was that not Tarvitz?
No. Tarvitz is Emperor's Children.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, you said that.
And he traps this guy in the... It's not there. Anyway, he traps them all in the hold, and the Life Eater ruptures.
Yes.
And all of these traitor Death Guard end up dying in the hold.
Yes.
And then Nathaniel Garrow, a single son of Horus, Lunar Wolf, as he calls himself, I can't remember the guy's name, and then 3 Remembrancers from the Vengeful Spirit,
yes,
all escape out of system to the warp.
Yes.
And that is one of the only, and I think that's one of the only loyalist ships to escape the Isstvan III massacre.
Yeah, the rest of them all succumb.
Yeah. Either turn traitor or get bombed out of the sky.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So the one that was brother on brother in the ship, it was called the Sunstone.
Yes.
And eventually there was a reactor meltdown, exploded. The other notable one, there was... Now this one I did write down.
Mm-hmm.
Question is where?
Where? The Minotaur.
Yes, the Minotaur was a Sons of Horus ship, and in that ship there were some loyalists still, and they decided that they weren't going to go out on these terms, they were going to go out on their own. So what they did is they went down to the hangar base, got into a Stormbird and opened fire in the ship, blew it up, took it down. So everyone's going nuts. But
if we go back planet side, speaking of going out on their own terms.
Yes. Yeah. So this is where Garrow was able to get a message down to Saul Tarvitz.
Yeah.
He was on the planet, and this is before the virus bomb goes off.
Yeah.
Garrow caught wind of the betrayal, and he was able to get a message down. So, surprise.
Yeah. Surprise.
The planet is not entirely barren.
No.
Tarvitz was able to get 90,000.
Well, Saul Tarvitz knew that something was going on.
He knew something was going on.
And he knew that he had to go to the planet.
Yes.
And then Nathaniel Garrow messages Saul Tarbitz directly.
Yes.
And lets him know they're going to be using virus bombs.
They're going to be using virus bombs. So Tarbitz is able to get 90,000 Marines of the whole 4 legions.
Yeah.
And they get into that bunker system.
Yes.
That's outside the walls of the city.
Not all of them do, though.
Not all of them do, though.
Now, there are a few pretty awesome dreadnoughts that get mentioned. And his name, one of them, I believe it's Huron Tal.
Okay.
And he is a Death Guard dreadnought.
Yeah.
And he's fighting. He's outside these bunkers.
Yeah.
And he essentially says to his captain, like, get all of your men into the bunkers.
Yeah.
So this captain is on the outside of the bunkers, and he's issuing his men inside. And he can see the virus coming towards them.
Oh.
He can literally see the virus making his way. So he's getting them in. All the while, this dreadnought is telling him, get in the bunker. I will take care of them.
Yeah.
But the captain can't do it. So I wish I knew the captain's name. And he's like ushering him in. And then right before the virus is about to enter the bunker, he slams the door shut and locks it from the outside.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he can feel the life eater entering his body.
Right.
Like he can feel it entering through his filtration system, through cracks in his armor and all that sort of stuff. So the dreadnought picks him up.
Yeah.
And he's hot, and the dreadnought's holding him in his arms as this guy's body is melting away. That's when the captain notices that the reason the dreadnought had sacrificed himself to do this is because the dreadnought had a crack in his sarcophagus.
Oh.
Now, we'll get back to that guy in a minute.
Okay.
The reason that is so prevalent is because we have another dreadnought that we're talking about.
Yes.
And this guy is a little guy named Rylanor.
Yes.
Full name, Rylanor of the Emperor's Children, Ancient of Rites, Venerable of the Palatine Host, and Proud Servant of the Emperor of Mankind.
Yes.
Rylanor is stood on top of a building as the Life Eater comes down, and he is watching it just fall down around him, destroy everything. And what Rylanor does, he realizes that I'm not going to get out of this alive. Knowing that he's going to be okay because his carapace, his sarcophagus is not ruptured.
Yeah.
During the chaos, he goes down into an underground hangar.
Yeah.
And he goes and he hangs out in that underground hangar, waiting for this to all blow over.
Yeah. Not
realizing that after the fact they were going to bombard the planet. Rylanor gets buried under Isstvan III for 10,000 years.
Yeah, he does like pop up in the battle a couple more times. He's like back and forth, and everyone thinks he keeps dying, and he's popping back up, and then he's getting knocked down, and he's popping back up, and eventually, he's just buried.
He gets buried for 10,000 years.
Yeah.
Now, we will do an episode on Ancient Rylanor at some point in the future.
He deserves an episode, absolutely.
He absolutely deserves it. He is also one of the first examples in the Horus Heresy books that dreadnoughts can laugh.
Yes.
Because Tarbitz is talking to him, and Tarbitz is confused because he's making a noise that he doesn't understand, and then he realizes that he's laughing.
Right.
And this is roughly around about the time where Rylanor is like, you want to stay back on the ship, do you not?
Yeah.
And Tarbitz is like, I would rather you go down with our brothers. I feel like I am not worthy of taking on this battle. And Rylanor goes, I understand. You stay back and handle communications.
Right.
And then Rylanor goes in Tarvitz's place.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, getting back to the Death Guard Dreadnought.
Yes.
So, to give you an idea, that's what the Dreadnoughts can do.
Yeah.
But the moment the sarcophagus is ruptured, useless.
Yeah.
Well, not useless.
Not useless, but vulnerable.
Vulnerable. So both the captain and the dreadnought know that they have been betrayed.
Yeah.
And they go, and the dreadnought goes, well, if we're going to do this, we might as well do it on our own terms.
Yeah.
And I'm going to try and quote the book as closely as I can. And after he says this, for a moment, a small sun is birthed on the battlefield.
Yeah.
Because he sets his fusion reactor to blow.
Oh, no.
And he doesn't let the captain or himself die to the Life Eater virus.
Yeah.
He takes their lives on their own terms. Yeah. So that shows how desperate and how terrible this action was towards them. Yeah. And this, mind you, is why while the captain is actively melting inside his armor.
Yeah.
So it's rough. It's really, really bad.
Yeah.
And then, as you said, Horus with his lance strike sets fire to the atmosphere.
Yes.
And every marine that's in these bunkers, in these catacombs underneath the city, in basements, all that stuff, they get buried.
Yeah.
They get absolutely buried. They can feel the ground beneath them quaking because because the atmosphere has been set alight.
Yeah.
And then after this, the planet cools, and then they start coming back up again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at this point, they're realizing really what has happened.
Yeah.
Their father has disowned them, which is, the worst tragedy that could befall anybody ever.
Yeah.
So except for me, apparently. So yeah, they're absolutely distraught. The Marines get depressed.
Yes, which doesn't happen
for like 20 minutes, and then they're like, "Okay, guys, we gotta do something."
Yeah.
So they strengthen resolve, and they vow that even though they know that they're likely not going to get off this planet, they're not gonna go down quietly. So now they're starting to make some noise. Horus realizes that they're all still on there, and he's trying to come up with a new plan. Here comes Angron.
Yeah.
He's angry, guys. You'd never guess, but Angron was angry.
Is angry, and that in turn enrages Horus.
Yes, and I think we mentioned this in one of the last episodes. Angron, before Horus can do anything, Angron is down on that planet.
Yeah.
He is ready to just pummel these snotty loyalists into the ground and kill him himself.
Well, at this point, as Angron goes in, Horus is actively sending troops to the surface to deal with them.
Yeah.
And he very clearly instructed, the Primarch specifically.
Yeah.
Because Eidolon goes down to the planet.
Yeah.
But that's a secret for a minute.
Yeah.
Clearly instructs the Primarchs, do not engage.
Yes.
Because if someone gets off the planet, the last thing he wants is to see the Primarchs there fighting.
Yes.
Because he can at least be like,
it was just the Marines, it wasn't us.
It was just a mistake, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So
they hypnotized us or something. I don't know.
Yeah. They were actually the traitors. They got hypnotized by the War Singers or blah, 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 blah.
Yes. Yeah. And also, if Angron is down on the planet, then Horus can't come up with another way to just
you can't bombard the planet.
He can't bombard the planet again because Angron's down there and he needs him.
Yeah. Because he needs him to lead his legion.
Yes.
Yeah. Because Angron's the only one who can get his butcher nail ridden children in check.
Yes. So now we get into the second the atrocity continues.
Yes.
The atrocity part 2.
The atrocity continues, yeah.
Yes. Angron heads down to the planet. He's ready to fight. So Loken and Torgadon, they're like, our father Horus has disowned us, so we're not going to be his sons anymore. Yeah. We are going to fight this battle as the Luna Wolves. Hardcore as hell.
Yeah.
So
our cast of characters on the on the loyalist side, and quote unquote for one of them specifically on the planet right now, is literally Captain Loken, Captain Torgadon, Captain Tarvitz, and Captain Lucian.
Yes.
And that's it.
There are a couple of others that I have written down.
Oh, and a World Eater that I can't remember the name of.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will. Yeah, I know his name is in this little bit here somewhere. So Loken and Torgadon take the Luna Wolves to the throne room. Yeah.
The ruins of the Coral Palace,
yes.
If I remember rightly.
Yes. Because there's still there is still a hold to be strong. Yeah. There is still because that's how English
works.
There's
still a strong to be held.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
There's still a place where they can hold strong.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, it's called Stronghold.
Stronghold.
So they hop in there, and as well,
Well, they basically put an open call out to all of the loyalists.
Yes.
And they basically say, hey, if you're alive, come to the Coral Palace.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Tarvitz ends up there as well. Captain Erlin took command of the World Eaters with Shabran Dar.
Yeah.
And he was a centurion. And then the Death Guard was taken over by a guy called Chrysos Morturg.
Yes.
And the first skirmish between traitors and loyalists was World Eater versus World Eater.
Yeah.
And this went down in the catacombs and the plaza. There were sort of two skirmishes going on at the same time.
Because in the catacombs, it was basically just point defense. They were just trying to keep ground, stop the traitors from getting to them.
Yes.
Essentially, and then in the plaza, it was basically like, well, let's just do as much damage as we can do before Angron cuts us in half.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now they all of the World Eaters, traitor and loyalist alike, the Butcher's Nails win out over their sense of...
And it was just a massacre.
Yeah. And Erlin, the guy that just took over command, he was ripped to pieces by hand by his former sons and brothers.
Yeah.
And Angron, he was having a good time, actually. And somebody in the fray heard him at some point say, "It is well done."
Yeah.
The amount of bloodshed that they caused. Yeah. It was well done. Like a steak.
Yeah. Well, it's very rare to hear praise from Angron.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that tells you how nasty this went down.
How bad it went, yeah.
So, yeah, now that Angron is like full scale, Horus is like, okay, I gotta send more people down. I don't want to, but that's what's gotta happen. So he sends now Emperor's Children down. Yeah. And it's brother versus brother, Emperor's Children versus Emperor's Children. This is just outside the palace.
Because he sends a chaplain and he sends Captain Eidolon down.
Yes. Yeah. And they're also met with, there's some rebels, Imperial rebels from the planet that are still alive. Yeah. That were taken into the bunkers with the Marines. So they're finding these people now too. And the traitors have to withdraw, but they like leave a trail of destruction in their wake.
And in that moment, in that first skirmish that they have, Captain Lucian goes up against them, and he fights alongside them, but he has a second motive. Yes. And he goes up to the chaplain. He gets up to the chaplain, mocks the chaplain.
Wait, this might be another one of my secrets.
Balls.
This is
He fights the chaplain. Yeah. And he beheads the chaplain.
Okay, that's not my secret.
No. He fights the chaplain, beheads the chaplain, and he takes the chaplain's helmet.
Okay.
Let's continue.
Okay, perfect. That is the perfect part that's a perfect setup. Thank you. Yeah. So, Emperor Children versus Emperor Children, they're duking it out. Yeah. The Luna Wolves, the newly
reappointed
Luna Wolves, they're doing a bunch of hit and runs all over the place.
Yeah. They're doing guerrilla warfare.
There's a gorilla?
There's a gorilla.
There's a gorilla in the woods.
No, but they're essentially doing guerrilla warfare where they are getting the jump on as many people as they can to get supplies, push them back and try and live for as long as they can.
Yes. Yeah. And then the traitors that are still in orbit on the airships, those that survived the initial chaos, were like, okay, let's try and like come in with some airstrikes here. But that didn't really work. A lot of the loyalists on the ground were able to just kind of hide from them. Yeah. And then the ships had to fly so low that they would have been vulnerable to ground attack. So that kind of doesn't really work. This is when the Minotaur is destroyed. Yes. The Minotaur doesn't get destroyed in the initial fray. Yeah. It's when they're trying to do airstrikes. This is when the Storm Eagle blows up. Yeah. Yeah, because they're like, we're not going to make it out, but we got to take down as many as we can. Yeah. Now, this whole battle of brother versus brother lasts around 2 months. Yes. Everyone's taking heavy losses, and it came down to just a war of attrition. Yeah. The larger numbers and firepower of the traitors won out over the energy, the resistance of the loyalists.
The zeal of the loyalists.
Yes. But...
Well, because it was... The reason it was 2 months is because they would come out, lay into them as much as they could, and then they would lose like 1 or 2 battle brothers. Yeah. And then over time, slowly, it was like 1 or 2 a day,
Yeah.
quickly becomes 100 in a while.
Yeah.
After 50 days, it's 100. It's 100 dead.
Yeah. Running out of supplies, running out of, like, they have no backup. They're probably all wounded.
They're reserving as much ammo as they can because what they've got on them is all they've got.
Exactly. Yeah. So it comes down to it's just a moot point, but they're still trying to take out as many as possible. So about 10,000 loyalists were killed in the initial secondary battle.
Yeah.
About 10,000, but they were able to take down almost double that from the traitors, so around 20,000. Yeah, and all 90,000 of the loyalists do end up getting taken out. Well,
8,999 loyalists get taken out.
Yes. Well, no, because I've got a small list of names of survivors.
Technically, it's 8,897.
So 103? No, I don't know.
89,997 of the loyalists die. 3 of them survive.
4.
89,996 die.
For a game that relies on quick math with a crap ton of dice, we sure are bad at math.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so...
Because there's a 4th secret person I don't remember living.
Yes. So, like I said earlier, Rylanor is up and down, and then he's counted for dead. He's buried.
Yeah. Well, there's a in the Fulgrim book, they have a conversation where it's like, oh, Rylanor, he went into the bunker, but he's basically dead.
He's probably dead.
They yada 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 over the death of Rylanor.
Yes, which was a mistake. Because I can't remember if we talked about this on one of the last episodes or if we talked about this off camera or off mic, but the difference between the Dreadnoughts and the Xenos version of the Dreadnoughts.
The Chaos version.
The Chaos version.
Of the Hellbrute and the Dreadnought.
Yes, because the Dreadnoughts have to be powered down so that they don't go insane, and then the Hellbrutes need...
They get forced to be awake so they go insane.
Yes, so the Dreadnoughts have to shut down.
Yeah.
Rylanor
does not
get shut down for 10,000 years.
But he hates Fulgrim
so much
that he does not go insane.
What a lad.
Hey Fulgrim.
You. That's our one swear word, guys. Yeah. That's all you'll ever get from us. The Loyalist Death Guard was the first of the 4 to really break down.
Out, well, because they really had no defenses.
Yeah. They were...
Because the Death Guard were now starting to feel what it was like to be on the other side of their battle.
Yes. Yeah. But Mortarion and Angron were both directly leading their legions against the traitor Death Guard.
Loyalist.
It
gets complicated when you're talking about the own legion.
Yes. Yeah. So this causes a small battle that was named the Veil of Grief.
Yeah.
The Death Guard are known for their extreme discipline, and that breaks down at this point because under Mortarion there are still some loyalists. In this battle, they turn on their brothers that they're surrounded by.
Yeah.
And then it's just chaos again, kind of like how the World Eaters was. Everybody's just shooting everybody. Yeah. Mortarion gets hurt.
Oh, really?
He gets shot by one of his own tanks and suffers a wound. There were a couple of other... people are killing people and it's the wrong sides. Yeah. It's a mess.
Because you're wearing your own army, you don't know who you're shooting. Yeah.
Exactly. So... yeah, the last of them stood strong, but Mortarion wiped them all out.
Yeah.
At the same time, in the Coral City, or the remains of it, Horus, he had a bit of an easier time wiping out the resistance that he faced, because he also, at this point, his first captain now is Abaddon. And Horus is like, hey, Abaddon, take your boys and wreak havoc.
He basically lets them loose.
Yes. Yeah. And
don't forget, Little Horus.
Aximand, hold on, I'm going to go back in my notes super quick. Aximand was part of a lodge.
Yes, he was.
Yes.
Yeah, because of the Mournival, 3 members of the Mournival were a part of the Lodge.
Yes.
It was Abaddon, Togadon, and Aximand.
Yes.
Right before Isstvan III,
yep.
Torgadon offers his resignation from the Warrior Lodge.
Okay.
Because he realizes that they are starting to turn against the Emperor and he can't stand for that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now Horus sets Abaddon loose with his guys.
Yeah.
They were called the Justarin.
Yeah.
Heavy Power, and then the Dark Mechanicum are up in there, and it's just a massacre.
Yeah.
And Horus also had with him some people from a little while ago. He's got the witch priests of the tribe of the Serpent from Davin.
Yeah.
And those guys are they use their powers. They're hunting down the very last of the survivors and dispatching them. So now, in all of this going on, Captain Lucian, who was at this point loyalist, decides that
to be a bitch.
He hates Tarvitz so much that he becomes traitor.
Yes.
He turns tail, and like you said, he found that helmet of a chaplain.
He took that helmet from the chaplain.
And he used the radio comm, vox, whatever, to contact the traitors and be like, hey...
He contacts Eidolon and he goes...
I'll give up all of my guys.
Yeah, if you let me live.
If you let me live and join the traitors.
Yes.
So we hate Lucian now.
Yeah.
And...
But Lucian was always a bit of a...
He was always a bit of a nasty guy.
He was a pretty boy.
Yeah.
There's actually a great bit in I think the second book.
Yep.
Where he gets into a fight with Garviel. Where he gets into a fight with Loken.
Okay.
And Loken says that he doesn't have enough scars to be a true warrior. Because
I would say that's a cutting remark, but apparently not.
Well, it is a cutting remark.
Not enough to leave a scar, though.
Well, about that. So Loken beats him in a fight.
Yes.
Which is unheard of. No one beats Lucian in a fight,
right.
according to himself.
Yeah.
And that's when Loken's like, you don't have enough scars to be a warrior, that kind of thing.
Right.
After every fight that Lucian is in after this, he takes his blade and he cuts himself on the face. So,
to give himself scars.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So when it gets to Isstvan III, he is described as having a crisscross pattern of beautiful scars on his face.
Right.
Because he is so perfect and such a pretty boy that he can't get through his head
that the scars are supposed to be ugly.
The scars are supposed to be ugly.
Oh my god.
So he has this pattern of scars on his face.
Yeah. Killmonger wannabe?
Not quite.
Not quite.
You could play tic-tac-toe on the guy's face.
Right.
Because he has hatch marks on his face of scars.
Right.
The dude is so full of himself that he doesn't get it through his head that you don't have pretty scars.
No.
So he gives himself all these scars and stuff like that, but he can't get through his head in perfection.
Yeah.
And this is why he's like a really good Empress child.
Yeah.
Because he can't get through his head the imperfection. And he sees Tarvitz and he's like, you're not perfect enough to be a child of the Emperor.
Oh.
Yeah. So he gives them up.
Yeah.
And then this is really sad. So Tarvitz goes to him and Lucian is like, help me, brother. I'm being attacked by these traitorous bastards. So Tarvitz helps him.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, he realizes that Lucian's a bit too happy about it.
Ah.
And he's like, well, what have we just done? And he goes, well, look around you, brother. Are you not proud to see your brothers? Or like something along those lines. Yep. And Tarvitz realizes that in his last moments of life, because he knows that Lucian's going to kill him before Eidolon gets there.
Yeah.
He realizes that in his last moments of life, Lucian stole his honor because he had him kill his battle brothers, the Loyalists. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he had him kill the Loyalists by tricking him into making him think they were a traitor. And then he has a fight with Lucian to regain his honor.
Right.
And then Lucian beheads him.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. That is rough.
Yeah.
That is
rough.
The end.
That's the end of Torgadon.
Yeah.
Not Torgadon,
Tarvitz.
The end of Torgadon is just as bad.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. But yeah, after that whole skirmish goes down, Abaddon breaks into the Siren Hold.
Yeah.
And like, it takes a while to get in there, but
Yeah.
once they're in, he's got it dealt with in an hour.
Yeah.
At most.
Yeah.
So...
And he finds the last two
Yes.
lunar wolves alive.
Abaddon,
You want to tell us who the last two are?
Aximand, and Loken.
Well, Torgarden and Loken. Because it's Abaddon and Aximand are traitor. Torgarden and Loken are loyalist.
I wrote down that Abaddon and Aximand do get out.
No.
No?
They take one each. So Abaddon takes Loken.
Okay.
And Aximand takes Torgarden.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
and this is about... No, continue.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
now I think you know more than I do about this particular bit. But
Oh, I do. It's sad.
Yeah. Well, I had the wrong notes, so you probably
Yeah.
have. Do you want to tell the story of the kill?
I
I don't know it, so you're gonna have.
don't wanna. No, so they duke it out, and the entire time they're duking it out, they are trading blows of wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
So like Abaddon is saying to Loken, like, how could you betray our father? And Loken in reverse is like, how could you betray the Emperor?
Right.
Everything that we stand for, everything that we fought for, like, how could you do this?
So as much as they're punching each other in the face, they're also doing it with
They're
words.
punching each other in the mind too,
Yeah.
yeah. And then Abaddon is trying to like drop the whole truth bomb of, what the Emperor betrayed us, like what is for us after the end of all these wars and stuff like that. And like, I think Loken drops a building on Abaddon.
Okay.
or what's left of the building on Abaddon. Oh no, we're not there yet. Hold on.
Okay.
We are like, Loken drops what's left of the building on Abaddon.
Yeah.
And then in this moment, Loken looks over at Torgarden and Aximand dueling. And as this is happening, like, Abaddon is freeing himself.
Yeah.
Abaddon is freeing himself from the rubble. Loken looks over at Torgarden and Aximand dueling.
Yeah.
Aximand gets the upper hand on Torgarden, gets him to his knees, and then Aximand has a moment. He has a moment of clarity, and he's like, I shouldn't do this.
Right.
At that moment, if I'm remembering rightly, Abaddon frees himself and screams at Aximand to finish the job.
Right.
And at that moment, Aximand beheads Torgarden.
Right.
And Loken seeing this just feels like dread. He's like, oh.
Yeah. We already used our one swear word today.
And he's like, oh, hell. And then Abaddon proceeds to return the favor and bury Loken.
Yes.
And he just leaves him there.
Yes.
He leaves him to die.
Assumes
he's
that
dead.
he's going to die.
Well, after this, the traitors leave the planet.
Yes.
Because they're like, we've done enough damage. If anyone else is left alive, they're cowering like a rat.
Exactly.
And this is when Horus decides to bombard the planet. So he bombards the planet again, but this is the final bombardment.
This is the end of it. Now, in the rubble, we know that there is, like, the two important ones here are Rylanor and Loken.
Yeah.
They're buried, left for dead.
Yeah.
The other two that I found, Morturg.
Yeah. Lucian survives, and he goes on to become he goes on to become actually a very high-ranking member of the Emperor's Children.
Okay.
Yeah, he is there during the torture of Fulgrim, which we will talk about later on, because it's rough.
Yes, there will be content warnings aplenty on that one.
Oh, yes, there will.
Okay.
There's a very lovely flower in it that I will talk to you about off mic after this episode.
Good to know.
Yeah.
So the other guy that I mentioned before, Morturg.
Yeah.
I don't remember what his first name was, but that dude. He's still alive.
Is that Caleb Morturg, or are we talking about Astartes?
That's in this passage.
Oh no, Caleb Decima. That's the.
That's the other.
That's
dude.
the other guy. Yeah, 5 people.
5 people. Okay, I thought I found it, but I didn't.
Yeah.
Oh,
Chrysos Morturg.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he took over the.
I'm guessing the Loyalist Mechanicum that were on Istvan?
Not the Mechanicum. The... Oh my god. Here he is.
There we go.
The Death Guard.
Oh, okay.
Morturg of the Death Guard.
Yes.
And then the other guy, now I went on... This was a total side story for me, but he is one of the guys that survived.
Yeah.
So my brother and I have started bonding over Warhammer because he's playing Space Marines. And the other day we were talking about meltaguns.
Yeah.
And then meltaguns came up in my research for Istvan, and then I clicked through that, and then there was one dude who was named as a proficient meltagun user who has the same name as my brother. So then it was a whole thing, and he ended up being one of the guys who was strong enough to survive all of this stuff. His name was Caleb Decima, the Lord of Ruin. He had Invictus thrown on his name. This was a Mechanicum guy, a Magos. Magos. And
as you wish, Magos.
He was such a loyalist to the Emperor. He had been on a ship in that orbit at first. The ship crashed down to the surface of the planet, and then he and the remaining survivors on that ship went and fought with the Loyalists. Yeah. And this guy escaped with Morturg and healed that guy. And then Decima was he was on a path of vengeance, but he was on his own path of vengeance that even though he was loyal to the Emperor, everyone called him a heretic. Yeah.
But he was so violent about it.
Because he was so violently loyal. Yeah. But so those are our only survivors.
Yeah. So we'll talk about a little bit of aftermath here.
Yes.
The big thing that comes out of this is the legions are now traitor. Yes, the legions are now traitor. But also, after this, we have Fulgrim coming back into the fray.
Right. Yeah. Yes. That's right at the top of my page. I do have notes for this.
Fulgrim comes back, and he lets him know.
Lets Horus
know. Fulgrim messes up.
Yep.
And big time. And he isn't able to get Ferrus Manus on their side.
Yep.
Fulgrim is mad. Big mad. He's like, you've ruined everything that we've done.
Horus is mad.
Not
Fulgrim.
Oh, Fulgrim's pretty
mad
too.
But Horus is mad at Fulgrim.
Yeah, Horus is mad at Fulgrim. And Fulgrim is about to get a little bit madder because Horus sends Fulgrim to go and get stuff ready on Isstvan V.
Right.
And we get into my favourite quote of the book, which is, I lost it. There we go. I will read the entire thing.
Okay.
The exquisite sensations flooding his body and his baiting of the War Master faded and left him hollow inside. You would consign me to the role of Castellan and some housekeeper making your property ready for your grand entrance. Why not send for Perturabo? This kind of thing is more to his liking. Perturabo has his own role to play, said Horus. Even now he prepares to lay waste to his home world in mine. We shall be hearing more of our bitter brother very soon, have no fear of that. Then give this task to Mortarion, spat Fulgrim. His grimy foot sloggers would relish any opportunity to muddy their hands for you.
That goes so hard.
Fulgrim is not very happy about the fact that he has to get everything ready.
Yeah, he's now got to do the dirty work, and it's not fun.
But this is for a reason.
Yes.
Because Horus has, as he said, is having Perturabo lay waste to Olympia at this point.
Yes.
Because he needs Perturabo to realize that the Emperor does not care for him.
Yes.
He needs that point. Angron can't do it.
No.
Mortarion, at this point, is kind of just existing.
Yeah.
And probably healing from his wounds from that tank shell to the back or whatever.
Yep. Arm, I think?
Yeah.
But
most probably arm. So they are getting ready to get Isstvan V ready.
Yeah.
And Horus is doing his own thing of getting all of the other traitor legions in play at this point. But do you remember that thing I mentioned about the Eisenstein a little while ago?
Yeah.
So they go on their maiden voyage.
They're already on their way.
They get trapped in the warp for a while.
Yes.
A lot of stuff happens in that point and all that sort of stuff. Nurgle takes a liking to the Death Guard at this point.
Yep.
Well, he already has a liking to the Death Guard, but he sees dead bodies on there and he thinks, let's see what I can do with that.
Yep.
So Nathaniel Garrow and some other people on the ship, that Lunar Wolf that I told you about earlier, can't remember his name for the life of me. So him and this other Lunar Wolf having to take care of the first Plague Marines that ever exist. And they take care of this, and then And then Nathaniel Garrow has an idea, because they are stuck in the warp at this point and they can't get out of it. And he has an idea.
Ignatius Grolgor. Is that it?
No.
Oh.
Grolgor is one of his guys that he is with.
Okay. Here. Yeah, Grolgor was
Yes, Grolgor. Yes, Grolgor is resurrected.
I did it.
Yeah, because Grolgor hates Garrow.
Right.
Burning passion hatred.
Okay.
So Grolgor is like,
literally, as he's now like a zombie,
and he just like tries to kill him, and Nathaniel Garrow wins.
Yep.
Puts the guy down, and then Garrow, he makes a realization. Oh, you're in the Flight of the Eisenstein thing.
I am. The half-herd.
The half-herd. Because the dude would spit so much that no one would listen to what he said. Anyway.
Oh, I love that.
Anyway, okay. Ikaton Kurz and Nathaniel Garrow are the two, Kurz is one of the last... This is Kurz with a Q, not Kurz with a K.
Yes.
Kurz is one of the last Cruz. That's it. Ikaton Cruz.
Because he's cruising on that Eisenstein.
Yeah. Cruz is one of the last Lunar Wolves to live.
Okay.
And that's Lunar Wolves. So him and Garrow are going through the warp and they're dealing with this.
Yeah.
And they have an idea.
Okay.
They have an idea. They eject the warp core from the thing in the warp.
Oh.
And they send it to detonate.
Okay.
So they blow up and they make this massive beacon in the warp. Okay. And they go, if this is heard, then we will be saved.
Okay.
If this isn't heard, then we will be left here to die, but we can at least say that we tried everything we could.
Yeah. Fair enough.
And then the light disappears from the horizon.
Uh-oh.
Not uh-oh.
Oh.
Not uh-oh. So, another set of people have been lost in the warp at this point.
Ooh, I should know this, but I don't.
It's the Phalanx.
Yeah.
Nathaniel Garrow and everybody on the Eisenstein get picked up by Rogel Dawn.
Yeah.
And Rogel Dawn meets with Nathaniel Garrow because he's curious as to what the hell is going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Nathaniel Garrow tells his entire story.
Yep.
And he lets Rogel Dawn know that his brothers have turned traitor.
Yep.
And then Rogel Dawn, the ever rational, ever calm guy that he is, sends Nathaniel Garrow across the room with a single punch directly to the center of his face.
Oh my god.
Because he just can't believe it.
Yeah.
He just can't believe it. This is the moment that Rogel Dawn finds out that his brothers have turned traitor.
Right. So he's one of the first.
And he is one of the first Primarchs to realize.
Well, second, because Ferris would have been
Ferris
first.
is the first one to learn that they've turned traitor. Rogel Dawn is the second.
Yeah.
And then Nathaniel Garrow says to Rogel Dawn, you know it to be true half-heartedly, because if you didn't, you would have killed me.
Ooh.
Yeah. So Rogel Dawn, when he punched Nathaniel Garrow in the face...
Didn't kill him.
He did a half-hearted punch.
Yeah.
Because he knew that there was some truth to Nathaniel Garrow's words.
Ooh. That is devastating.
It is extremely devastating. And then some more stuff happens after this.
Yeah.
They go to Luna, which we find out has a huge ring in the center of it, where they have mined out to the core of Luna.
The moon?
The moon.
The moon, okay.
They call it Luna.
Yeah.
Luna is a space station. Luna is a space station at this point. It's a spaceport. So this ring this canyonous ring that goes around the center of Luna is a spaceport. This is where they launch ships from.
Okay.
Yeah, battle barges. So the huge ships that hold companies upon companies of Astartes.
I'm just imagining these ships going out into space the way that they send the huge cruise ships sideways off of the docks.
Pretty much.
That's just what I'm imagining now.
So it's imagine a huge trench. You've seen Star Wars.
Have I seen Star Wars?
You know Starkiller Base from Episode 7?
Yeah.
Imagine that but the moon.
Okay.
And then the trench is much deeper.
Yeah.
So basically, these battle barges get constructed inside the moon, and then they get released from the moon.
That's cool.
There's a bunch of these ships. There's one on Titan, I do believe.
Okay.
Well, not for long.
Not for much longer.
There's one on Titan. I believe there's one in Neptune. There's a whole... There's a whole ton around Mars.
Yeah.
There's a whole... actually, everybody in the ring of Mars, because they make a ring of spaceports around Mars,
right.
Everybody in that ring kills themselves during the Mechanicum book.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because they get scrap code, is what they call it, but essentially it is warp corrupted code sent to them, and it makes them all go crazy, and they kill themselves.
So they get a virus.
They get a virus, yeah.
They all got... I'm not going to make any jokes about that now.
So there's all these ships. There's all these shipyards across the Sol system.
Yeah.
Nathaniel Garrow goes back to the moon, and one of his shipmates gets corrupted by Nurgle on the moon.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yucky. And it's the coolest thing. It is so cool because they follow him. They follow his trail of destruction.
Yeah.
To a docking port.
Right.
To a docking port, and Nathaniel Garrow goes, "Hold on." Open that door.
Yeah.
And they open the docking door. Nathaniel Garrow and this Death Guard, this plague marine, get sucked out onto the surface of the moon.
Oh no.
And this Death Guard is surrounded by a plague of, like a swarm of bugs.
Right.
They get sucked out onto the moon's surface.
Yeah.
And all of these bugs die. So it's just the plague marine.
Yeah.
And Nathaniel Garrow.
Yeah. Giga Chad. So you're about to learn why he's a Giga Chad. Because they duke it out on the surface of the moon.
They have a sword fight on the surface of the moon.
That is awesome.
One thing you have to know about Nathaniel Garrow is that one thing you have to learn about the pre-heresy is so you know how in modern day Warhammer you have the Aquila on the chest.
Yes.
You weren't allowed to have that pre-heresy.
Right.
The only ones that had that pre-heresy, I do believe, are the Emperor's children.
Yes.
Nathaniel Garrow had that.
Okay.
Because it was a sign of honor to have that on your chest.
From the Emperor himself?
From the Emperor himself.
Yeah.
Because if you know, the sign of the Aquila is like you touch your thumbs together and then put your hands over your chest.
Okay.
Because you make the two-headed eagle across your chest. That's the sign of the Aquila.
Yeah.
Nathaniel Garrow had that on his chest, but he also had a sword from before the Age of Strife.
Oh.
He had a power sword that was gifted to him on the Emperor's behalf because of services to the Emperor.
Right.
And every time that he would go into battle, he would pray to the Emperor with this sword. He would pray to the Emperor with this sword.
The Emperor who doesn't want to be a god?
Yes.
Ooh,
yeah. Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. So he's using this sword, and he can feel the Emperor's power in him as he's using this sword. And then he eventually cuts down the Plague Marine, and in the Plague Marine's last words is mocking. He mocks Nathaniel Garrow and then turns to dust.
Whoa.
And then fades off into oblivion.
What did he say?
Can't remember.
No, don't do this to me.
It's really cool, though. It's really cool. It's basically just saying, like, he's a fool for following the Emperor. Something along those lines. Nathaniel Garrow gets brought back inside, and then a little while later, Ikaton and Nathaniel are meeting together. And they get brought into a very dark, very private room. The first thing that they notice is the Custodes.
Okay.
The Custodes in that room. You remember who the Custodes are, right?
They clean things.
No.
No.
The Custodes are the personal guard of the Emperor.
Yes.
They only get sent out for two reasons. To take care of somebody.
Yep. And not by, kissing their boo-boos.
No. Much more violently.
Yes.
Or to be the what's the word?
The voice of the Emperor?
Not the voice of the Emperor. The Custodes do not speak for the Emperor. That's one big thing that they know. Oh, what is the word I'm looking for?
Bodyguards?
Bodyguards, that's it. They are to be the bodyguards of a very certain someone that's very close to the Emperor.
Ah, Malcador.
Malcador the Sigillite.
The Sigillite.
Because the Malcador.
The Malcador.
Yeah,
I mean, there is only one.
Well, there is. Well, it's because Malcador is setting up the Knights Errant.
Ooh.
And he wants Nathaniel Garrow and he wants Ikaton Cruz to be a part of this Knights Errant.
Ooh.
Do you know what the Knights Errant become?
Nope.
The Grey Knights.
Ah, yes, okay.
And do you know what the Grey Knights do?
No.
The Grey Knights fight demons.
Right.
That's all they do.
That's their sole purpose.
That's their sole purpose, is they fight demons.
Okay.
Yes. Do you know who else becomes a Knights Errant and eventually a Grey Knight?
Who?
Cerberus.
Ah, the three-headed dog.
No. Do you know who Cerberus is?
No. Maybe? I don't think so. You've got a shitting grin on your face.
Remember how we said that Garviel Loken was buried?
Yes.
Garviel Loken is Cerberus, and he becomes the second to last member of the Lunar Wolves to become a part of the Knights Errant.
Cool.
Yeah. So Garviel Loken survives,
yes,
but under another name.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that's one of the fallouts of this. Oh, and one more thing. After Isstvan III, that is when the Mechanicum sets all of their stuff in motion.
Right.
So this is when, because Horus promised two things to the Mechanicum.
Right.
He promised them autonomy.
Yep.
And he promised them the forbidden technologies.
Yes.
The forbidden technologies are the stuff that the Emperor denied the Mechanicum because it was so dangerous that it would have, caused war.
Yeah.
So Horus gives them the codes.
Of course.
Yes.
Because that's going to go fantastically.
Kelbor Howl is the Archmagos of Mars at this point.
Right.
And Kelbor Howl does a lovely thing where he picks and chooses who of the Mechanicum gets to live and who gets to die.
Ooh,
we'll do an episode about this later on when we talk about the Mechanicum in depth.
Yeah.
But he gets to choose who lives and who dies.
Okay.
There's a thing called the Death of Innocence.
Mm-hmm.
And the Death of Innocence is when millions of Martians die. Because this scrap code that I told you about before with this thing, he sends that out across Mars.
Ooh.
Yeah. And there's only one city that doesn't die. It's the Magma City. There's a whole thing. We'll get into that when we talk about the Mechanicum.
Okay.
But across Mars, millions and millions of people die on the Death of Innocence.
Yippee.
The one that stands out to me the most is Awful.
Okay.
So he does two things. With the chemical vats. Is he fills the astropathic relays. He, instead of giving them the nutrient juice that they usually have, because the astropathic relays they sit in like these embryotic sac kind of deals.
Okay,
it's basically like a separate sensory deprivation tank, so they can focus on connecting to the warp and connecting to other psychers in the warp.
Right.
He fills those sacs with liquid cyanide.
Ooh, yummy.
Yeah, so they die in agony.
Yeah.
Inside those sacs. That's not the worst. That's not one of the worst things that happens.
Oh, God.
There's a chemical plant on top of a hill.
Yep.
He has that chemical plant make liquid cyanide.
Yep.
Hydrochloric acid.
Ooh.
And then another acid that I can't remember of.
Okay.
He has them make it en masse.
Yeah.
And then he proceeds to open the valves.
And just dump it down the hill.
900,000 Martians die. Because the bottom of that hill is a habitation zone.
Oh, goody.
Yeah. So they all get melted.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's not good stuff happening on Mars.
Nope.
So, and this is the thing. The Martians that work with the Imperium, they're the rebels.
Oh, okay.
The Martians en masse die out or become part of the Dark Mechanicum.
Right.
So much so that Sigismund, because Rogel Dawn gets back to Earth at this point after the whole Nathaniel Garrow thing.
Yep.
Sigismund is sent to Mars to take care of it and all that sort of stuff.
Right.
The Martians are attacking en masse. So much so. And Sigismund is the guy that inspires the Black Templars to do what they do.
Right.
He is brutal in the way that he fights.
Yeah.
So he grabs a guy. He grabs a Magos. And the Magos is no, you can't leave. There are more people. There are more Magos on this planet that have to be saved. And and Sigismund turns to him and goes, "We have what we need. Also, you are now the Archmagos of the Mechanicum. We are leaving." They leave.
Yeah.
And they leave Mars for dead.
Oh.
Because the onslaught of stuff that was happening on Mars was so heavy that if they had stayed any longer, they would have been completely wiped out.
Oh.
So Sigismund comes down, gets weapons and armor as much as he can. He loads dropships with weapons and armor, grabs this guy, makes him the new Archmagos of Mars, and then just leaves.
Wow.
Mars is now under the influence of the Dark Mechanicum.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
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 Big uh-oh.
Big uh-oh. So all they're trying to do after this is to stop the Mechanicum from getting off Mars.
Right. Just keep them there.
Just keep them on Mars because that's all that they can do at this point. If they try and make landfall, it would take an entire legion most probably 2 entire legions to take care of Mars with the technology that they got from the Forbidden Technologies.
Oh no! Yeah, that's not that's not good. Yeah, that's not conducive to ethical workplace.
No, it's very bad.
Yeah.
So yeah, Istvan V about to be underway. The Mechanicum the Dark Mechanicum completely taken over Mars.
Yeah.
Horus at his peak.
Horus is finally having a good day.
Yeah. Well, and that's the other thing as well is, remember how we talked about very early in this episode that Sanguinius, the Lion, and Robute had been sent off to do other stuff?
Yes.
They get trapped by warp storms in that section of the galaxy.
Right.
Because Horus just does not want them there.
Yeah.
And also, at this point, I do believe the burning of Prospero is happening at this point too.
Yes.
Yes. Because... Well, we'll talk about that one afterwards.
That'll be its own thing.
It's very funny. So
the killing of everybody is fun.
Yes, it's hilarious. The burning of Prospero happens. The Imperium Secundus is being talked about being made.
Yep.
And then Istvan V is about to happen. Yes. So Ferris, at this point, is kind of having a fit. So much so that there's 2 massive fits that happens.
Right.
Rogel Dawn in his chambers, they hear roaring and the smashing of things.
Yeah, he's just having a good old tantrum.
Well, Rogel Dawn is not one to have tantrums.
No.
So he is in agony at the nature of what's happened.
Yeah.
And Ferris Manus destroys his workshop.
Right.
Because of what Fulgrim has done. And then he forges a new sword.
Oh, okay.
He forges a sword to slay Fulgrim with. Yeah.
That's dedication right there.
From Firebrand.
Yeah.
Like from his blade, from the sword that Ferris broke with his hands.
Yeah.
He takes that and reforges it into a new blade to kill Fulgrim with.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah, and then Ferris Manus at this point is trying to get confirmation from Rogel Dawn to go and attack the fleet.
Okay.
And then this is about the time when Rogel Dawn gets in contact with Corvus Corax and Vulcan to meet with Ferris Manus to plan their attack on Istvan V as it's being set up.
Okay.
They were instructed to wait for Rogel Dawn.
And they didn't?
And they didn't.
Ah.
And that's where I'm going to leave everything.
Okay.
Yeah, because when we talk about Istvan V, you will understand why they were going to have to wait for Rogel Dawn.
Right.
Yeah.
That'll be its whole own episode.
Exactly. But for now, thank you guys so much for listening.
This was a bit of a longer one.
Yeah.
Not sure how long it's actually going to be once Gage works his magic.
Yeah. Yeah.
This was a great episode to record.
Mm-hmm.
But thank you for being here for it. Again, if you're on the YouTube, drop a like, share a comment. If there's anything that we messed up on or anything that is not clear, let us know. We'll fix that at some point somehow. If you're on the Spotify, can they like us on Spotify?
They can like us on Spotify, I think.
Like, follow, download, whatever it is you got to do. If you're on the Instagram listening, you must be using some dark warp power, but thank you anyways. And we really appreciate the support.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for being here with us.
Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching.
Yep.
And we will see you next time.
Yes, we will.
Bye. Bye.